Okay, so this is part two or the ending of that last video. I'm not sure exactly how far we got towards the end of that thing. It's saying that we're live now. Sent Vegan Warrior the link, and we just got cut all the way off. I don't even know what happened with that, but we're back now. Well, I'm back now. I sent Vegan the link, and perhaps he'll be able to join us. But we got to the end of that video, and man, that dude, he that was like the most important part at the end, in my opinion, because what happened, um, it's like he went to like the extreme edge. He was like, if the earth is flat, money won't even matter. And he said it won't matter because I'll be in a little room wondering what's the point of it all. And seriously, it was kind of funny. Most of the stream was kind of funny, but once you got to that point, and it was at the end, but I mean, it's all fun and games, but we all been through that whole process, and that dude was he was stressed out. He was always stressed out. And I mean, we all get there. We all get there. He was like, I'll be in a small room wondering what the point of it all is. And I was like, man, this somebody needs to talk to that guy. And I think a lot of people are already talking to him. So I mean, I'm more inclined to just, let him go through the process. There's already going to be a lot of people trying to talk to him, reach out to him and all that. And I mean, he can get with us whenever he wants. Anybody, they can reach out to the community and say, hey, we need to I'd like to chat with some of the flat earth community right now. um do, 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 do. Okay, so it says he's streaming right now. Okay, that's cool. I don't know. I suppose we could. I don't know if I could simulcast. I don't know how that would go. That it would more than likely just continue like kicking me off, using too much bandwidth from this Wi-Fi that I'm borrowing anyway. So I don't think I want to do that. The the situation. Let me see. Was if you didn't share, we've never known who that dude was if you didn't share it. Yeah. Hey, no problem. Loco Tomo. Appreciate it. Yeah. I mean, he was basically going through the process in front of everybody. And that's the unique thing about this. We didn't see B.O.B. do that. We didn't see Steph Curry do that. We didn't see Kyrie Irving do that. We didn't see anybody go through the whole process of waking up in front of everybody. It's like he's looking at these these so-called proofs or justifications for the globe, and he's like reading the comments like, what you mean? We're inside the atmosphere, and the atmosphere is. I'm saying he was snapping, but he was doing it live on air in front of everybody. So that was a cool thing, man. That was a cool thing about that whole situation, man.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, you're right. You're right.
At the end, man, that's the part that kind of had me. I was like, oh. He said, vegan. He said, he was like, subscribe. My Patreon's at this, my other Patreon's at this, whatever, whoop de woo. But if the earth is flat, money won't matter because I'll be in a little room wondering what it's all about. And we all been there. We've all been there. And we
Right.
came out on the other side like, all right, well, now I'm pissed. Basically. So I'm about to expose all of it. Forget it. I'm done. I'm done.
I left two. I left two comments on his video. I
Mhm.
said one, welcome to reality. That was number one.
Right.
Because reality don't care about what you think or how you feel. It is what it is. So he's realizing the truth in flat earth. That's number one. Number two, he says something about preparing to debate Eric Dubé. And I said, and my comment was, that's kind of like going from an amateur to a pro, and your first fight is with Mike Tyson in his prime.
Right. This ain't Rocky. This ain't Rocky,
You
man.
don't go straight to Eric Dubay. That's if you're new to this topic and you don't know, you don't see the truth in it, and you have over 3,000 people watching you stream live, and everything they're telling you is ridiculous, and he's recognizing that. The last person you want to go against is Eric Dubay.
Facts. These are facts.
You you need to fight with some flat earthers that that you might can go tit for tat with. Eric
Right.
Dubay will destroy him, will
Man.
completely destroy him, right?
Right.
So I kind of just I feel sorry for the guy. If he's faking, he's doing a heck of an acting job. I mean, he gets the Oscar for the acting job.
Yeah.
Secondly, if they try to make him take it back, he can't, because he basically debunked Globe Earth entirely. Everything we debunk him with, he debunked them. And he didn't realize he was debunking them until he started reading the statements that they were making and how nonsensical they were.
Mm-hmm.
So, dude will be a flat earther. Either he's going to disappear or he's going to become a flat earther.
Yeah.
You know,
look, that's what he said in the video. He said, "Look, if the Earth is flat, I'm gonna tap out of YouTube for a while. I'm just gonna disappear for a little bit." He's like that. He literally said that would mess me up. That would f me up, man. If the Earth is flat, and then at the end, man, he was for real.
Yeah.
It looked like he was going through it, man. For real, for real. He said, I'm going to disappear for a little bit. Y'all, look, I can't.
Right. I was driving and I was looking for some videos to listen to while I'm driving. And I stumbled across it today. And I was like, I got to listen to this. And I listened to the whole thing. I listened to the whole thing. I was like, wow. You know?
Yeah.
But I mean, it's exactly how many of us have went through when we realize this truth. You know, so welcome to reality. You know,
Yeah,
that's all I can
pretty
say.
much, man. I'm saying at one point we was like, God, you know what I'm saying? He's sitting there reading the comments, you know what I'm saying? And he just snapped, took a drink of his beer. I was like, that man is stressed, dude. Golly,
Yeah,
it's going down. This poor guy.
You know what was funny? Eric Dubay actually got in the comments.
Yeah,
he said, don't worry about it. I'll take it easy.
right. And he's
and
like,
he called Eric Dubay a cunt.
How he did that quick? You gonna win, you little cunt. I was like, dude, you are not gonna beat Eric Dubay in no debate. Like this dude, man.
Oh my goodness.
Look, this dude was about to debate Neil deGrasse Tyson if Tyson would actually showed up. You think you think you got what it takes to take down Eric Dubay? Nah, man.
Nah. Don't even go there. Don't even go there.
Nah, dude.
That would be bad. He's like begging. He's begging for people to give him content so he can be ready for the debate with Eric Dubay. And over 3,000 people can't give him no advice.
Nothing.
Over 3,000 people watching said they kept throwing. He was like, "No, I can't say that. No, I can't say that. That doesn't make sense. You're all idiots," you know.
he said, "You freaking children." Man, I was dying. I was dying today, man. I promise. Dude, I'm not even gonna lie, man. I was listening to that one video like all day, and I was crying. Man. I was like, this dude.
And he tried through it, man. He tried to jump around to kind of guide the people to provide some evidence, and still, it can't. It can't. It's a wrap. You know what I mean?
I'm saying, man. Yeah, he'll be coming around, man. It's just gonna take a little bit of time, man, because he got to the end, and I'm saying it was the point where he was like pulling at his hair, like, all right, look, like he was showing like though if you read body language just a little bit, this dude was
Yeah,
stressed out, man.
he was jacked up. He was jacked up.
Yeah,
And
man.
but again, a lot of these globe earthers, they don't understand. We went through this. We went
Yeah.
through this. It's not easy to be a flat earther. There's nothing easy about it. It's not no cult. See, when you say we're a cult, they think we just fall in line and we all believe the same things and we're all no, we are independent, critical thinking people
Mm-hmm.
for the most part. I mean, some of us got other ideas and we can argue about the other ideas, but when it comes to the shape of the earth, it's a realization. Once you realize it's a wrap. You can't say nothing else to debunk it.
Yeah.
The people that try to debunk it are just the people that haven't realized it yet. You know,
Yeah.
that's all it is.
Or they're paid. They're paid to act like they don't know what's going on. I don't know, man. Let me see.
Yeah.
Somebody said Roderick says Owen is now denying science talk. So I also saw a comment in there that said that he deleted that video, that live stream that we just got finished looking, like he took that one down. So I'm thinking a lot of people was already going back to him like, hey man, you're about to be a flat earther. He's like, I am not a flat earther. And he's like, I don't want to be a flat earther. I want to continue believing in the globe, but the arguments are really weak. And I was sitting there like, man, I feel you, dude. None of us wanted to be flat earthers.
None of us. Nobody wants to be someone who's ridiculed and considered to be stupid and all these names that they call us. Nobody wants that. But the reality is, once you discover the truth, you could take on the naysayers, and you can do it with ease. I have no problems destroying a globe earther. None. I can do it. I can lay in my bed and be asleep, and I can still destroy it. You know, so it's welcome to reality. You freezed up, D. Can you still hear me? It looks like you're frozen. But folks, this guy got a dose of reality today, and he doesn't know what to do with it because there's a cognitive dissonance there that is resisting. You know, it's kind of like there's a wall, but you know there's something on the other side of the wall. You know, you can stop at the wall and say there's nothing else on the other side, but there's evidence that there's something on the other side. You know, it's crazy. It's crazy. You know, cognitive dissonance is real. You know, when the brain or the ego says you know the truth, but then all the evidence around you show that you don't know the truth, that's life changing. Life changing. You know, so I'm I feel for the guy. I feel for the guy, but at the same time, he needs to go through that. He's getting exactly what he needs for him to grow. And for what I understand, that this guy is he's skeptical on everything. He's a conspiracy theorist. He's already there. He
Yeah.
just never crossed his line. And now that he's up on the line, he's like, wow, I I, I can't go to the other side because it can't be true. Sorry, bro. It is. You know?
Yeah. Yeah. I'm saying, dude, I wish I could have had a chat with him. I would have just had to stop him like, Owen, Owen,
Right.
Owen. I'm sorry, man. Dude. I know you don't want to be a flat Earth person. I know you don't want to believe that the Earth is flat. I'm sorry. I know you know that you're gonna be criticized. All kinds of people gonna attack you personally. I know that. I know. Trust me. It happens. People making videos about you. calling you an idiot. Hey, me too. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, yo, we're bros, man. We're good. Don't worry about it. It's gonna happen. But the can of worms is all open. He can't pull his words back. And that video, I guess, it's still out there. I was seeing that it's still out there on his channel. But man, that dude's out there in the open at this point, and my laptop is acting up.
Yeah, man. Yeah, mine was jacked up too. I had to work on it the whole time you were live streaming.
I really need to figure something out as far as this whole operation, man. All this dropping off it's not cool. It's not cool. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Jeez. I'm trying to stay connected. Trying to
And
stay
we're,
connected with people, man.
but it's those satellites, man. Those satellites, they keep moving out of position, and
And,
it messes up the Wi-Fi. The satellites just be messing everything up. So
yeah, and then you got to also consider that I've been in this one spot for a while, so one of the satellites might have went this way, and since the Earth is spinning that way, I'm probably missing the satellite, and the signal just keeps bouncing off of having a relay and all that. So I mean, that could be an issue too.
yeah, I mean, think about it. We had satellites, we wouldn't have no problems with communication. I
None.
mean, other than inclement weather, but they make it seem like inclement weather it ain't gonna do but so much.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
So we just everything around us is truth, and if we pay attention, it's obvious that we don't have satellites. It's obvious, man.
Man, I'm saying it's a hard pill to swallow, and that's why a lot of people can't do it. I'm saying
Yeah.
that hold up. I'm gonna close that one out.
The other one's trying to come around.
Hold up. I'm gonna mute this whole thing. Now, there we go. Here, are you hearing like feedback and all that from the other one, or no?
No, you got it. You turned it off.
Okay, cool. I'm about to turn this camera off too. I'm just gonna do this from the phone then, since the computer's acted up, and then I have to use the laptop to turn this thing off when we're ready. But we're behind the scenes in the studio.
So the cell phone towers is doing better than the satellite connection, right?
Yeah, because the satellites is doing the Wi-Fi, and the cell towers are handling the connection to the
Okay.
phone. So yeah, pretty much.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah.
Hey, I just want to complete my thought. I was in the middle of talking about atheism and the connection between that and theoretical science and religion.
Yes, please go ahead.
And I just want to complete the thought. I'm not going to go on that rant again, but basically, people are more atheistic than they understand. You know, they're more atheistic than what they think. They might think that you're believing in God, or their particular religion or whatever. The moment they embrace theoretical science, their religion is basically out the window. I mean, think about it. Now, people, do not confuse what I'm saying. The cell phone is science. I mean, that's obvious. It's workable. It's tangible. It's replicatable. It's objective. We know there's real science. We're not arguing against real science. And I love real scientists. I embrace my engineers, my computer scientists, all the people that put the work in to make real things. I am talking specifically about the theoretical scientist. That is the individual that sits back and, in their own words, from the seat of their pants, they come up with these concepts to explain the universe. And these concepts, 99% of the time, are not ran through the scientific method. This has gone through the scientific method. Your car has gone through the scientific method. The bridge you drive across has gone through the scientific method. The building you work in, before they built it, they had to use the scientific method. The scientific method applies to everything that is real. I said I wasn't going to go to rant, but I'm I'm gonna wrap it up. I promise.
Hey, this your
The
too.
scientific method is true science. Anything that abandons the scientific method is opinion, is quote unquote theory, but it's not even really theory because theory, scientific theory, is linked to the scientific method. So, how can you have a scientific theory without the scientific method? It's not possible.
Mm-mm.
It's not possible. You can't make a theory a scientific theory without the scientific method. So what they have done is they've gotten their quote unquote scientists together and they've created theories absent the scientific method. And when they do that, they're taking their beliefs, they're taking their perspectives and their opinions to establish one idea. And then they get their peers to look at the idea and say, yeah, you know, I agree with that. Yeah, that sounds good. Oh yeah, that's true. And then they push it out to us as truth. And it's not. It's not. They're selling us lies. And I believe it's the way the Masonic Order, the Illuminati, the Globers, or the globe controllers, this is their tool to misguide humanity. And Flat Earth has just stumbled across this, and we're exposing them. Our job is to expose the liars in this world. And that's the way, I mean, that's how it is. So if you want to argue theoretical science, my question to you is show me. Show me the evidence of parallel universes. Show
Prove
me
it.
the evidence of black holes.
Yep.
Evidence of string theory. Evidence of time travel. Show me evidence of the quantum computer. Show me. The collider has been built for how many years now? When have they created Genesis or a mini Big Bang? Show me. They're not showing you, they're telling you. And the way they're telling you is through movies, TV,
Mm-hmm.
animation, CGI. They're not showing you nothing, but you got billions of people believing it. All right, I'm sorry, I'm off my little pedestal, but I'm mad that I got cut off and I wasn't able to get all that out.
Right. Man, I feel you. I feel you. Man, look, that was all, dude. Seriously, that's where they're at. That's where they're at with it. Like none of it makes any sense. I mean, it makes sense after a while if you just continue to say just keep repeating the same thing long enough, and eventually people will just accept it as true. You know, people will accept the reality that's presented to them, and that's all we got. That's all we got,
Right?
man.
Especially if
And
you make a movie about it.
oh yeah, oh most definitely. Oh man, Starship Troopers. That was my joint. Avatar, quit playing. I loved
Yep.
Avatar, man. That whole idea, they're destroying Earth. We're gonna go to another planet. It's gonna take 5 years to get there. You can go into cryostasis, and you can figure out how to put your consciousness into another large alien body, interact with nature through your little tail and whatnot. I was like, what? That's dope. You know what I'm saying? That was my thing, but it's all nonsense.
Yep.
But I'm saying it was a lot of other stuff in there. It, like, goes into the story of corporate greed and how they'll destroy nature, moving out the indigenous population, all that type of stuff. So there's some truth woven in, but it's still pushing the space propaganda, other planets, aliens, all that other stuff, man. But interesting times we live in.
Absolutely. Absolutely. You know, and we expose these folks and we can't even get to the real criminals because they're insulated by so many delusional people who are trapped in the lies, you know.
Hmm.
And that's why my last couple live streams, I've been talking about critical thinking. I've been talking about the importance of the five senses and all this other stuff. And it's to help people. It's my attempt to help people to see the world for what it actually is versus what they're being told. That's all I want to do. I don't want them to agree with me. I don't want them to become flat earthers. I don't want them to do none of that. All I want them to do is to think on their own. Because when you think on your own, you're going to realize the earth is flat. It's obvious.
Yeah.
It's obvious.
Dude.
So I need to sell flat earth. I want to sell truth. And the only way I can sell truth is I can get you to think on your own. Once you think on your own, you're gonna be like, damn, this is crazy. You know,
Man.
blind faith in men is bad, man. You know?
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Hold up. It's getting chilly in here. Hold up. Let me throw on my hoodie. It's getting starting to cool off in here, man. Hold up. Hey. Rough times in the van, fool.
Reality is not about you personally. Reality is it is what it is. You know, if you feel good personally by information, simply because it fits your ideology of what the world is, you need to check yourself. You really do. You need to really hold yourself to task to question what you believe. You got to ask, what caused me to believe this? And then challenge it and run it through a critical thinking filter. And when you do that, a lot of times you'll find that the stuff you believe can't hold his own water. And that's what's happening to this guy. He had a ton of beliefs about theoretical science, and he embraced it. But the moment he holds it under a microscope, he can't handle it. He's like, he realized it's lies. You know?
Yeah, absolutely. I'm saying, man, these are facts. These are facts. But what was this? Somebody in the chat says, I don't think on my own. I just parrot what Eric Dubay says. And that's what I've been indoctrinated with.
Talking about you?
Yeah. I don't think on my own. I don't have my own thoughts. I'm like, really? That's cute. That's cute.
Yeah. But that's that ad hominem attack because they don't have the balls to face us live. I mean, what I do on my channel, I basically say, stop talking shit in the comments. Come on the live stream, so you can share your infinite wisdom and show how stupid I am. I call them out. They never come. Never. Never. They never ever come. They're comfortable sitting in the chat talking BS and not. You know, I want to curse, but D Marble don't let me curse.
Hey, man.
Because you go to my channel, all I'm doing is cursing. And I tell them, come on in. Let's have, and I'm not going to yell at you. I'm not going to scream at you. I'm not going to disrespect you. Let's have a rational discussion and see who's standing last. That's all we're going to do. And they punk out all the time. You know, so not only are many of these people deceived into believing the lie, they're cowards. They have accepted cowardice nature, able to face the people they criticize. And this is not even a real facing. It's a tit for tat lie that other people can witness. See, the reason I invite them on my channel is because I want to expose them. One, I want to see if they're cowards. Because if they're cowards, I don't really want to talk to them, right? But if they're willing to come to my channel and have this discussion, their ideas have to stand up through examination. And they know that. So cowardly, like the Lion and the Wizard of Oz, they talk smack in the chat and then they never come on the live stream. You know, I mean, you get your usual suspects, PMARS and Akuma virus, the same old people, but rarely is it You would think, since there's billions of people that believe this stuff, there would be hundreds, if not thousands, of people lined up ready to come in to talk about this topic with you. But there aren't. There aren't.
Yeah.
Why?
Yeah.
Because they can't defend what they believe. They just believe it. They can't even promote it properly with a flat earth. So they got the paid trolls to come in and do it. And the paid trolls are all slayed. I think I've slayed a high percentage of them. A high percentage of them I slayed. I just pull out my sword and I don't even like talking to these guys anymore. I don't even like talking to them no more because they've all been slayed.
I watch you, Dread, bro, Sanchez. I watch y'all chatting with these cats, and I'm like, I don't even want to do that. I'm like, what kind of debate are they gonna bring? I'm like, one, look, you got to do two things. You need to prove spin. You need to prove that there's curvature. Don't talk to me about the moon phases. Don't talk to me about the stars. Don't try to talk to me about what about the southern crux and how the stars rotate different in the southern. We don't need to chat about that. Is there spin? Is there curvature? Yeah. If you can't prove these two things, we don't even need to talk about this. And I've done well here, let me see. The way that I interpret my reality, it doesn't make any sense. I was just gonna do a short post on Facebook today. What's up, Huey? I see you. I was gonna do a quick post today saying I really don't understand how anybody believes that the Earth is spinning. The Earth is spinning? You actually, dude? I mean, I'm about to make this whole transition. Like, you actually believe that the Earth is spinning right now? Hold on. You think the Earth is spinning? And I like talking to people while I'm outside, on a sunny day, while the clouds look like they're just sitting in one spot. Like, yo, you think the Earth is spinning right now? Yeah, really. Hold on. And I'll just pause for about 5-10 seconds and just look at them like, are you serious? You think the Earth's spinning right now? Yeah. How fast is the Earth spinning? I don't know. They don't even know. They don't even know. And I'm saying, Vegan, look, my thing at this point, man, I pretty much sold myself on this concept by going out and doing these tests. The last thing I did, the last experiment that we did, or observation that was made, me and my dude Mark were out on the water, and I did the presentation at the conference. You remember? It was like he had the camera zoomed across the water, and he could see my little combat flashlight. And I showed how the flashlight was 3 feet above sea level, off of that little microphone stand. We talking about 10.3 miles away. You can see a combat flashlight blinking from 10 miles away. It's supposed to be behind like 66 feet of bulging water. There is no way, no explanation as to why you should be able to see that flashlight. Refraction. Stop it. But in the same video, so they couldn't do that refraction stuff, I also had the camera from his position, zoomed it in across the water, and showed those same buildings on the other side, and showed the little shore of the beach. I'm like, so where all this, these buildings, these houses over here, all that stuff was not 60 feet up. 30, maybe. But we could see the whole house. We could see the little hill that the house is on. We could see the daggone beachfront, all of it. So if the surface of water is flat across 10 miles, at what point does it start to curve? I broke it.
Question.
I'm saying, I'm like, okay, is it 20 miles? Is it 50? 100? Is it 1,000? What time? What time? When does that happen? I'm saying it doesn't. So I already proved this to myself. So as far as anybody coming, hey, we need to debate. Are you afraid to debate me? Debate about what? Debate about what?
Exactly.
My next thing. I'll tip my hand if anybody else wants to do this. because I'm not keeping secrets. I want everybody out doing experiments, because when you do your own experiments, you do your own observations, make these videos, you take your camera out and you watch the stars and all that, you solidify it more for yourself. So the next thing I want to do, Vegan, check it. So Cole, on the same stretch of water, and this will be a quick one too. I want to get a signal flare.
Mm.
Be on the phone with my man Mark. He's at his spot on Owen Beach. I'm at Saltwater State Park. 10 miles of water across. I'd be like, yo, Mark, you zoomed in? Yep. Okay. Pop off the flare. Can you see the flare? Yep. I'm gonna bring the flare down by the water, and I'm gonna have a camera set up where I bring the flare down by the water about an inch off the water. Can you still see it? Yep. Okay. And recording real time like I do. Had a screen side by side. Like, okay, I got the flare in the water, and he's zoomed in from 10 miles away. The camera's 5 feet above sea level. What did the light from the flare refract? Did that refract over the curvature of the bulging water?
Right.
That's the next thing. I'll talk to him about it. We probably knock that one out in the next month or so. But anybody can do that. Anybody can do that, man. A signal flare. How much is a flare? What, $5, $10? Go pop the thing. Got a good camera? Put somebody on the other side of the water. Had them zoom into the water, and then record from both sides. Have the phones on speaker. It's something that anybody can do. Anybody can do that. So
I bet you can do it with a camera.
a little chem light. Yeah, probably.
Yeah. Yeah. You know what? Another issue that I haven't heard anybody really speak on: lighthouses. Right? They built lighthouses for navigation, for recognizing ships, and also being a beacon of light for ships. Mm-hmm. How far does it go? Like, how effective is a lighthouse for observation for a ship? What's the distance?
That was on that 200 proofs, I believe. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, because I know it's far as heck. I thought I heard something up to like 50 miles or something further than that. I don't know. I don't want to talk about something I don't know. But
yeah,
lighthouses are competing with the curve of the Earth.
Exactly.
They're competing with it. So when they say curvature is occurring or bulging is occurring with the globe, it's kind of saying that your lighthouse is only going to work out but so far. Mm-hmm. And that so far is, it has to be at least the height of the lighthouse.
Yeah.
So if the lighthouse, I don't know, what, 50 feet maybe? Maybe they're 50 feet. Maybe they're 100
let's say it's 100. 120 or whatever.
Right. It should at some point not be able to go but so much further or be seen.
Oh man, see, they cut out Vegan when he was making sense. See, that's this what they be doing, man. Knocking out the satellites. That's every day, man.
I do.
Yeah. Nah, you had cut out for a little bit, man. They messing with the satellites over here.
Yeah, the satellites is jacked up again. Yeah.
I feel you. I'm saying, man, it's like I think that was in 200 proofs, and like out on the water, man, that makes that's the easiest thing. That's the easiest thing. It's like water blows the whole thing out of the whole water. Anyway, but it's like the naval ships with the rail gun, what they have to do from such a distance, they have a laser, and it's called painting the target. So they sit up here, they got their radar, and they're like, okay, we got a target like 100 miles out, and they have to take that laser that's connected to that whatever like remote weapon system or whatever, or long range. I forget the daggone acronym. It's like LRAS. I forget the name for it, for the acronym, but it's like a laser that's attached to it where you can see infrared. You can like point a laser at something to paint the target from such a distance, and that target is so far out that it should be behind the curvature, but the nature of a laser is to go in a straight freaking line across
Right.
the water. So if you're at
Right.
100 miles out, I know that's 666 feet.
Right.
So if you're painting a target that's supposed to be behind 666 feet of curvature from 100 miles away, ain't, come on, man. This is simple
Yeah.
stuff, but you know,
Absolutely.
and I'm like,
When I was in, I'm
prove
sorry,
spin,
but
prove curve. That's all I'm saying. Prove spin, prove curve. And they can't do it.
yeah, when I was in the Army, I was mechanized infantry. Well, the first half of when I was in the military, then I went military police.
Hmm?
The We were on Bradley fighting vehicles. Bradley fighting vehicles. It's kind of a smaller version of a tank,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, yeah.
Civilians will call it a tank, but you would get in trouble in the military calling it a tank because it's not a tank, right?
Right.
But it has what you call a tow missile.
The
It's a
APCs.
wire guided, yeah, it's a wire guided missile. So what they do is through a scope, they're putting the crosshairs on a target that could be what, 2 clicks away, 3 clicks away,
Hmm.
and when they shoot the missile, it's wire guided. So they're actually steering to the best of their ability the missile to the target. Well, what they're doing, they're not steering it. They're trying to keep the crosshairs on the target because if you keep the crosshairs on the target, you'll hit the target.
Right.
But it's wire guided. It's not going over stuff. It's it's not going over curvature. It's killing what's ever in its line of sight.
Yeah.
So I don't get it. I mean, and I don't. I used to know the distances of all that stuff, because it was kind of required reading. But I think it can kill something over 3, 4 clicks away. So we're talking close to 3 miles, 4 miles away,
Hmm.
and you're not taking into consideration curvature or anything
Or spin.
or spin. So
Because
nah,
you would have to take that into account also. Curvature and spin, you gotta. I'm saying, because if you're firing, you're in the south, you're firing north, you gotta aim a little bit, what, to the west or to the east, I forget. And
right.
I mean, come on now.
Yeah,
And then you
exactly.
gotta then you gotta kind of fire it that way, because the round is gonna go down over the curvature while you're firing, and you got to make sure that while the ground's moving beneath, you can, man, come on, man. You would have to be some sort of math whiz to do any of that long distance shooting. And
Yeah,
people talk about their like there's a guy I work with. He was talking to me about some long range shooting that he did. He's like, yeah, I get out there, went camping and went shooting with some friends of mine, doing some long range shots, and we had one rifle, and he's telling me about how he hit a target from like a mile away.
right.
I'm like, bro, and he's holding on to the globe. I'm like, bro, you know. I was like, so during your block of instruction, when they were teaching you about how to aim this thing and how to line up the target and all that, did they say anything about pull out your compass and make sure that the earth is spinning this way? You know what I'm saying? And so the earth is spinning underneath the bullet, because the bullet's independent of the earth's surface, so the surface of the earth is moving. Did they say? He was like, no. They tell you anything about curvature? Well, no, not really. Well, you got to adjust your angle. Yeah, that's because the bullet's going to decrease in velocity, and eventually it's going to come back down, just like in football when they throw the lob pass, they'll throw it up like that because they know it's going to come right back down like that. That's the same thing that you're doing with the bullet. You're not doing that because the curvature is doing it because of the round is not maintaining a constant velocity. So it's going to come back down to the target. You
Yeah,
just got to line it up at that distance, man. So
yeah,
it's flat out here. That stuff is
yeah,
flat, like Neil said.
exactly. You know, there's a person in the chat, Ashley Brown. I guess she's a globe earther.
Oh, okay.
What what I think she's failing, because the people in the chat are throwing stuff at her, and she's
Hmm.
kind of not absorbing the information.
Okay.
She really needs to listen to Owen's live stream. What
Hmm.
Owen what Owen did was he didn't come at flat Earth. He came at globe Earth, and he said, globe Earthers in particular, give me evidence to prove that we live on a spinning ball.
Hmm.
You can't ask flat earthers to prove, well, you can because we can prove it, but you can't ask flat earthers to prove that there is no globe. That's ridiculous, because if it doesn't exist, how can we prove that it doesn't exist? All we're saying here is that our reality is reflective of a flat plane. Proving a negative is kind of like saying, you know, proving God. And I'm not saying God doesn't exist. I'm saying you cannot tangibly show anything physical in nature to say this one thing right here is God. You
Hmm.
know, so it exists in our minds, in our hearts, and our souls, and it's intangible. The globe is intangible. The flat Earth is tangible. So when you're trying to evaluate what we're saying, you got to look at what you believe first. That's pretty much what I'm saying. The globe must be proven for it to be real. You can't say that the globe is real, but you don't have proof that it's real. And the
Hmm.
proof has to be tangible and objective. And I think she's kind of coming at this from, well, I want you guys to show me how the globe is not true. No, it's the burden of proof is on you, because you believe something that's in contradiction to reality. So if reality is, if we experience the earth flat, and that's the only way we experience it, how can you ask us to prove that it's a globe? It's like trying to prove a negative. You can't prove a negative. You can make nonsensical arguments, but the reality is you can't prove a negative. So if you're believing in something that's in contradiction to our reality, it's your job to prove that that thing is true. It's not our job. We don't believe it. So if we don't believe it, why would we prove it to you? All we can do is say, hey, look at where we live. Do you feel spin? Oh, you don't feel, I don't feel spin. Why is water always flat? Why water always seeks out its level?
Hmm.
Can water stick to a ball? Are people in Australia actually upside down? I mean, we can go on and on and on and on with questions that go against their belief system. They got to explain the answer. And it has to be reflective of reality, and it has to be objective. And this young lady in the chat is struggling, because she's like trying to get us to prove that what they think isn't true. How do you prove something isn't true that doesn't exist?
Yeah.
How do you do that? I mean, I
Yeah.
don't think that's possible.
I don't
You
know.
know, give me an example how you can prove something that doesn't exist isn't real. I
I,
mean, I don't get that. It
I,
makes no sense to me.
prove Santa Claus is real.
Yeah, I mean, now people believe it. I guess that's the realness of it.
Yeah.
But beliefs and it are subjective in nature. They're not objective.
Right.
You know, because the moment you know something to be true, you no longer need belief. You know, you
Yeah.
don't need belief. You don't need belief if you know something's real. I mean, you don't have to believe I'm holding a cell phone in my hand. You know I'm holding a cell phone in my hand.
True.
And once you know it, you don't need to believe it. But if I don't have nothing in my hand and I'm saying there's a cell phone in my hand, you may like me, you may think I'm a cool guy, and you may believe that I got a cell phone in my hand when there's no evidence to say that there is.
At all.
So I don't get these people, man. They have to snap out of the delusion. You know, they're under a trance, and
Yeah.
they want to blame us for exposing it.
Yeah. I just go by. I'm saying at this point, Ashley, I would just say, go by your experience. Go by your experience. I mean, that's what do your senses tell you? Do you trust your senses about anything when you see someone, and they appear to be attractive to you? Do you trust your eyes to interpret what when somebody is good looking to you? When you walk into a kitchen and you smell something good, I don't know. Do you trust that the food actually smells good? When you eat that food, do you trust your taste buds to tell you, send these signals back to your brain that the food is tasty, that it's delicious? When you
Or
know
that,
you right.
yeah,
I'm saying when you get around to it. I don't know. You like music? You listen to it? Do you trust that your ears are interpreting this music that you love so much properly, and that you bobbing your head, you dancing to it? You trust your ears? Why don't you trust your eyes? Why don't you trust your sense of touch? You're on
that's
this
correct.
surface. I'm
Right.
saying these are your senses. If you can trust your hearing, your smelling, your taste, can you trust your eyes and your sense of touch? Would you know?
Right.
You know if you're in a vehicle that's moving. You know if you're in an earthquake. If you're in an earthquake, you can feel the ground moving. You can
Yeah.
feel that. Do you trust your senses to tell you that the ground's moving beneath you during an earthquake? You know that. What about when you go to the beach? When you look at the water and you see that it's flat, that is level from left to right. You look as far as the eye can see.
Yeah.
Man, that's I mean, all you see is a level surface. Oh wait, beyond that, man, look at a glass of water. Fill that up. Take the ice out. Man, surface of the water is flat. Go fill up your tub and let it sit there. Turn the water off. Oh man, the surface of the water is flat. Go out to a pool. Look from one edge to the other. Surface is flat. Go out to a lake. Look from one edge to the other. The surface is flat. What? Your eyes are going to tell you the same thing. If a glass is flat, if your tub is flat, if a pool is flat, if a lake is flat, what about the oceans? Don't you think the oceans, the water in the oceans play by the same rules? And if most of the earth is water, which is what's depicted on a globe, because you see a globe, you see three colors. You see brown, you see green, you see blue. And you see the most blue. That blue is water. And in your reality, all the water that you see has a level surface,
Mhm.
and you've never seen water in the form of more than droplets have a curved surface. You've never seen that. But when water is accumulated to the point to where it touches all edges of its container, the water is going to find its level, and the surface is always going to be flat
Right.
when left at rest. And that's reality. Beyond
Right.
that, don't worry about too many other details, because it's about spin and it's about curvature. And there is no proof of spin and there is no proof of curvature.
Right.
Forget about everything else. Don't even worry about everything else. Worry about those two details right there. That's all
Right.
I'm saying. We got love for you, Ashley, but
She's
just
here.
just do your
Here.
thing.
She's on the verge. She's on the verge. I mean, we had to go through that cognitive dissonance stage. You know,
Yeah.
I get the other thing that's pretty important, in my opinion, is understanding that. Well, let me comment on what she said. She said something about When she looks around, she sees various shapes. Don't confuse the terrain or the surface of this so-called globe with the shape of the earth. We know we're not stupid. We know that there's hills, there's valleys, there's there's ups and downs everywhere on the surface of the plane. We've
Right.
recognized when we challenge curvature, we're talking about for this to be a globe, for this world to be a globe, there has to be a continuous sloping of the landmass that forms into a ball or a globe or a oblate
Hmm.
sphere or a pear or whatever the hell you want to call it. There needs to be a continuous sloping. You can't call something a globe that doesn't slope continuously. So I'm not talking about going up a hill and coming down a hill. No, that's remedial. That's a person trying to use ridiculous arguments, ridiculous statements to win an argument. For
Absolutely.
you to believe that this landmass is in its entirety a continuous slope that forms a globe, there must be evidence of it. And we don't see evidence of it. No matter how far you fly, no matter, I mean, you can get on an 8-hour flight. You will see nothing but a flat plane in front of you. You
Hmm.
get in the cockpit and you sit, it's always level, always.
All day.
A 12-hour flight, airplanes are traveling right around 500 miles per hour, your standard, your jet airliners.
That's what they tell us.
So that every hour, they're going 500 miles, right? So
Yep.
in 2 hours, you win 1,000.
Hmm.
In 8 hours, they've gone 4,000 miles. Science claims that the circumference of the globe is only 24,000 and some change. Let's say 25 miles in circumference.
Yes,
So
sir.
if you fly an airplane for 8 hours, traveling at 500 miles per hour, you have just covered 1/6 of the earth. You cannot, under any condition, if you attempt to create an experiment to show this truth, maneuver across any type of globe, 1/6 of a globe, and not experience curvature. Or a
Not happening.
ball, a basketball, and you actually mark it out into six, and you actually measure the distance from the beginning of that 1/6 to the end of that 1/6, you're going to have nothing but curvature. That debunks the globe. It's that simple. When they
Period.
created the airplane, the globe lie became exposed because prior to the airplane, they could keep playing this game of we live on a spinning ball, we live on a spinning ball, we live on a spinning ball. But when they created airplanes and they got faster and faster and faster, and now they can travel for longer distances at higher altitudes, they exposed the globe.
Hmm.
And all those people that brought you the globe, Kepler, Galileo, Copernicus, Newton, all the theoretical atheist scientists who brought you this stuff, none of them had airplanes. Sir Isaac Newton did not have an airplane. We are living in a time where everything that they talked about has been debunked. And mainstream society ain't ready to let it go. Flat earthers has single-handedly debunked theoretical science. We have single-handedly slammed all their ideas for the past 500 years. We've destroyed it. And they're not willing to let it go. That's where we are today. So now NASA and SpaceX and all these other people are fighting to keep those lies alive. Because you can't have space travel as we know it today and still claim that the Earth is a globe. Because they're still claiming that the Earth is a globe, that means everything they're doing is a lie. How can you leave the plane and still perpetuate the lie of the globe? That means they're in on it. That's the game, guys. So this is bigger than us just recognizing that we're not on a globe. It's exposing everything. It's exposing what we know as the space programs. All of them are fake, false, fictitious lies. All of them.
Yes, sir.
And anyone that's willing to support that is because they have not recognized the lie. It's that simple. Someone said I look like a preacher.
No, I'm saying, man. Look, I was about to. I was about to say we need to take up a collection for brother vegan over here. Going in, spitting fire from the pulpit.
Let me say, hell no. I don't ever want to be accused of that. Let me
Nah,
take my
man.
car off.
Nah, man. I was like about to cue up the shouting music. Hold up.
Wow.
Yeah. I'm saying, give you A sharp. Yeah, man. I'm telling you. But yeah, that's all facts, man. That's all facts, dude. That's all facts. I'm saying this is simple, and it's like you said. It's not just about us. It's not just about us saying that the Earth is flat and trying to convince anybody of anything. Man, look, we're just doing what any friend would do for another friend.
Absolutely.
That's all. That's all. None of us. If you have a friend that you know is in a relationship with somebody that's being cheated on, you know that they're getting cheated on. You saw their significant other at the club with somebody else, or sneaking into a hotel with somebody else, some stuff like that. You know what's going on, but I mean, are you gonna tell them? Are you gonna tell these people that you care about or not? And the thing is like it's just a general aspect of compassion. No, I'm not saying that we're friends, Ashley. Yeah, I mean we're human beings. We're all on the same team, just the same. Either you're gonna tell your friend or you're not. Me personally, I don't like seeing my friends get played. I don't like seeing my family get lied to.
I'm snitching.
I'm gonna dime some. Be like, bro, look, hey man, I saw your girl. I saw your girl. She was over here with. Look, I'm gonna tell my friend what's going on, man. They might not like when I tell them. I might not be able to deliver the information in a way that they're gonna be completely comfortable with it. But I gotta tell them the truth that they're being deceived by this person that they trust. We have put our trust into these heliocentric priests to tell us what is real, and we've stepped away from our own senses, and we've been getting played our whole lives. Before we could feed ourselves, we've been getting this globe propaganda. They put it in the cartoons when we were babies growing up. As soon as we walk into the classroom, we learn 2 plus 2 is 4, 1 plus 1 is 2, and that we live on a globe. And they have us take our little hands and put it on the globe and say, wow, this is where we're at. This is where we're going to travel to when we get big. We're watching these space propaganda films and all that. These cartoons, Thundercats, that was out in space. Transformers, that was some space stuff. These robots come from another planet. He-Man, another planet. Yep. I mean, all of it, all of the cartoons that we would get, it was all about. It was basically pushing the space propaganda all of our lives, and then we grow up and we're watching the movies. Man, I went to go see Avengers, but at the same time, I didn't like how they kind of slipped that in. Star-Lord, yeah, this place is only 80% gravity, blah blah blah. I was like, what? They put that in there.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? In the beginning, old dude, the magician, he pulls it up. Okay, so this is how the Infinity Stones were created. Pulls up the universe after the Big Bang. These stones were created. The Big Bang. They did that. They slide it into everything.
Yep.
It's perpetual bombardment of globe propaganda, and it has to be reinforced so many times or so often that people come to a point that they don't even think about it, and they just close their eyes off. And as soon as somebody comes out and says, wait a minute, I don't believe this crap, everybody just turns around and says, you're crazy. But you're not crazy. It's necessary for people to think outside of the box, to think contrary to what everybody else is thinking. Because when do you go to a movie? When do you cheer for? Look, in a movie, there's always a main character, and the main character always stands out and is the one to push the plot line forward. The people that are in the background, nobody really knows who they are. They're just the supporting cast members. They're all blurry in the background. They're all blurry in the background because they're all doing the same stuff. They're all just cogs in the machine. We figured out that we're in the machine. We decided that we're not going to be cogs and that we're going to step out and do something different. And that's it's necessary. People got to make that transition from doing the same stuff that everybody else is doing to just doing something different, man. And
Right.
that's how progress is made in the world.
Right.
Okay, so I'm off of that one. I'm off of that one.
No, man, you all over it. I mean, it's really it's time for us to mature mentally. I think we're stuck in a state of perpetual childhood. I say this all the time because we go from one delusion as a child, us selling us stuff like Easter Bunny and the Tooth Fairy and Santa Claus and all this other stuff, to other untruths that are accepted as reality when there's no basis of it being real. You know,
Mhm.
so we go from one to another to another to another. And I said this earlier. I'm a recovering because I feel like I was a drug addict. I mean, equivalent to a drug addict. I'm a recovering atheist. I'm a recovering atheist.
Mhm.
I had to go through that stage to realize they're foolish. They're foolish. There is something greater than ourselves. We don't know it. We don't know what it is, but there's something greater than ourselves.
It's gotta be.
Everyone that brings you theoretical science is an atheist. That's what they are. So this whole idea of the shape of the earth is atheistic. Of it being a globe is atheistic.
Hmm.
No, I mean, all the stuff that they're feeding us is atheistic. There's a carbon copy of you over there. And there's another carbon copy of you over there. And there's a carbon copy over there and over there. There are millions of carbon copies of you over there.
Oh, oh,
And
and
these carbon copies
go ahead, go ahead.
are these carbon copies. When you die, you just go to one of your carbon copies. And then you go to another carbon copy. And then you go to another carbon copy. And you do this. Now, let's say that's true. Let's say all that's true. How in the hell do they know it's true? What evidence have they provided to say that there's parallel universes going on all over the place? They got hundreds of movies to substantiate that idea. They
Hmm.
got people with doctorate degrees and white lab coats that perpetuate that idea. They want you believing that and forgetting that there has to be an intelligent designer. That's why they do it. They want even the religious people to get away from the intelligent designer idea and become engrossed with the ideas of man. That's all this is. I'm sorry. Go ahead, bro. You was about to say something.
Oh no,
I
I
gotta,
was
I
just going.
gotta stop. because I got my Sunday best on today, and I went, well,
Yeah.
well,
Ow.
you know,
Ooh. Cue
I
it
gotta
up.
put my
Cue it up.
Batman. You know what I mean?
Yeah, man. Here, I'm gonna have to get out of here in a couple minutes anyway, cause I'm at the storage spot and they close at 9. It's 8:54 over here, so I'm gonna have to cut it off in a minute. But yeah, man. Nah, I was just gonna jump on that whole parallel universe thing. You're saying it's a carbon copy of you over there, and all these realities are folded onto each other,
Right.
and it's all going on at the same time. And if you switch your energy one way or another, you can shift yourself into another reality and assume the role over here, and it just continues, and you transition into it. And I mean, it's so seamless.
Oh yeah.
Like what?
Oh
What's
yeah.
can you prove it? But here's the thing. All right, look, I'm not completely out because I love those type of movies. Back to the Future. Back to the Future. Go back
Oh
to
yeah.
1955 and then come back to 1985, and because you changed, because Biff stole the sports almanac, you know what I'm saying, and then they come back and Biff's running a casino and he owns the city because he had all the results of the track. Come on, I love that stuff. That movie Jet Li, the one when he's
Mhm.
when dude, you seen that one when he's go? I'm saying this one guy, he's going to all these parallel universes, killing all the carbon copies of himself, and then distributing the energy. I was like, yo, this movie concept is dope.
Oh
I
yeah.
went
Remember
out and bought that.
the
Yeah,
Highlander were going around killing people and taking the
yeah,
energy.
yeah. There can only
A lot
be
of
one. I'm saying, man, like I love that type of stuff. It was super interesting, but it's all bull crap.
yeah,
But man,
entertainment. I mean,
but man, I gotta get out of here real quick because they'll be tripping if they see my code popped in after 9. But yeah, man.
oh, good,
Hey, good stream, good chatting with you, man.
brother.
Yeah, we should. I don't know. Yeah, we should just do random chats every now and then. Just we'll talk some
That
more
was good.
about that, man. We'll just hit on some. I don't know. Just start doing like little news segments and then just clowning on these knuckleheads like in the middle of the week or whatever, man. We'll chat offline though.
Wide open, brother. Whenever you're ready, I'm down.
That's what's up, man. Sure appreciate you joining me, man. Appreciate everybody in the chat, y'all. Yeah, I gotta get up out of here, folks. I'm at 7% on the laptop, 8:57. All right, y'all. I'm gonna get up out of here. Appreciate you,
All right.
brother. I'll holler at you, man.
Peace.
All right, peace,
All right, man.
everybody. Much love to you. Stay flat.
Peace.